Candace Owens went on the Breakfast Club before all the shit hit the fan. And I'm one of those people, I don't have to agree with everything you say. Oh, I've always said that. I don't like where we're at in society where it's either you got to agree with 100% of what people say or 0%. Candace Owens, I'm probably 70% stuff I disagree with, 30% I agree with. Like it or not, though, she's smart as hell. And you could tell because Jess got real quiet when Candace was talking. Because one, I don't think that's Jess's strong suit is politics, and mine either. I'd probably be the same as Jess. I probably would have been quiet when Candace was on the Breakfast Club. But to say Candace is out of touch with the black community, she kind of is, because they asked her like questions that, as a white guy in a black world that I know, but I was like, how does she not know that? They asked her about Will Smith. How many fights did Will Smith get in before he came to Bel Air? And even I thought about it. I go, how many? And now I went, one little fight. It took me a second, but I didn't get it. Then they asked her, God is good. And she went, God is good. And I was like, oh, my God. I just thought every black person knew all the time. And all the time, God is good. God is good all the time. And all the time, God is good. That's dang near it's almost like, how can I put it? It's like not the black national anthem. That's not right. I was so like, how do you not know that, Candace? You can't. I'm with you on all the, on I do think you have the best interest for black people at the core. I might not agree with how you go about it or some of the things you say, but I do think at the core, I think you do want what's best for black people. But how do you not know that? How do you not know that? I was so taken back. I go, oh, I was going the route of what's the best flavor of Kool-Aid. That's where it was headed. I go, if they ask you that and she doesn't say red, if she doesn't say red, because it's not, everybody knows black people, it's not cherry, it's red. How did she not know that? God is good. She goes, God is good. I was like, ooh. No. I thought every black person would know that. So she's kind of out of touch when it came to that. So anyways, thought that was funny. Back to Diddy. So the Breakfast Club, and like I said, I love them, and I'm saying that because they were backing down because it was Diddy. Because Diddy's been on the show, and I'm sure he's put money in their pockets, hired them for events, and honestly, you can kind of get touched if you go in on Diddy, especially in New York. You can get touched. So I'm not blaming them, but I did recognize how Charlamagne said, I don't like it how I take no joy in the downfall of anybody. I said, yeah, none of us do. All of us want this to not be true. But as far as like the Breakfast Club, that's where we go for our news. That's where we go for your opinions, your jokes, your logic on things. And they kind of backed down because it was Diddy. Because they weren't backing down when it was Monique. They weren't backing down when other people have gotten into trouble. They go hard. And that's why we watch the show. That's why we watch it. But Diddy came up. The Breakfast Club was like, yeah, we're going to fall back a little bit on this. But it's almost like, who are we supposed to listen to anymore when it comes to music? It's like R. Kelly. I mean, I'm like, okay. Whew. And now Diddy, I'm like, oh. I'm like, man. The few things I know about this, don't cross 50. 50, man. He's the epitome of DGIF. Don't give up. But he's got the cachet. He's got the money. He's got the power to say, I ain't worried about you. I don't need you for nothing. If you really look at Diddy, I'm sorry, if you really look at 50 Cent, in the end, 90% of the stuff he says is true. If you really look at it, he doesn't just troll people to troll them. Like, there's usually some truth behind his trolls. Doesn't always have to be 100%, but there's some truth behind it, and he's been on Diddy's ass for a while. A while. I'm just like, remind me not to get on 50's bad side.